Welcome. I'm Patricia Emerson, the host of Shelf Life, where each month I share some of the best of young adult literature for teens, teachers, and adults of all ages. This edition, featuring 6 disparate stories, all share amazing openings, hooks, leads, and while a hook draws you inside a story, it's great storytelling, compelling characters, and conflicts that'll keep you reading. These books have it all. Theo's brother Vincent has been living with him for just over a year, and Theo cannot take it anymore. Dogged, contrary, stubborn, Vincent argues not only with Theo and with himself, but also with friends and people he admires. One cold and fiery night in the near future, Vincent will fight with another roommate, and that argument will end in blood. In Vincent and Theo, the Van Gogh brothers, author Deborah Heligman tells the story of the famous artist and his lesser-known brother. The world would not have Vincent were it not for Theo, and Heligman proves this. Brothers first, both talented, but struggling with mental illness when little is known about it, their devotion and conflict comes to life as Heligman uses the 658 letters that Vincent wrote to his brother during his brief lifetime, and Theo kept all of them. Vincent is more than just the artist who cut off his ear, as this powerful biography of loyal brothers reveals. When the man behind the counter asks for my lucky number, I hesitate. "You must have one," he says, his pen hovering over the rows of bubbles on the form. "Everyone does. But the problem is this: I don't believe in luck, at least not the good kind." When Alice buys that lottery ticket for her best friend Teddy's 18th birthday, she has no idea what luck will do to her, to him, and to the lives they've lived before the ticket declares them winners. Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith explores the question, what would you do if you won the lottery, with a twist, a complication? What if you had given the ticket away as a gift? Meet Teddy, Alice, and Will, Alice's cousin, truly her brother, since she has lived with him and her aunt and uncle since after her parents died a year apart when she was just a child. Even before that ticket, Alice has distrusted luck, but as these 3 high school seniors prepare to graduate, the uncertainties of the future become even more complicated. Windfall takes us on a what-if journey, exciting and thought-provoking. You won't be disappointed if you take a chance on this novel. I check out Mr. Ward's classroom early, find dark walls covered with poetry hanging in picture frames bright as jelly beans. Who wrote all these poems, and where exactly does Open Mic Friday take place? My eyes travel the room until I notice a low stage off to the side. It's not very big, but there's a spotlight hanging overhead, and in the center of the stage is a microphone just begging for somebody to grab it. Me? I'm a newspaper man. What am I even doing here? Between the Lines is Nikki Grimes' long-awaited sequel to Bronx Masquerade. It introduces a new cast of characters embarking on a journey in spoken word poetry in Mr. Ward's English class. Darian Lopez, aspiring journalist, takes center stage. Despite being skeptical, his beat is reportage after all, not poetry. Darian bonds with his classmates through shared stories revealed in deftly composed verse. Darian has an open mind, is kind, and you'll root for him, wanting him to realize his dream. This is true for all of Grimes' characters as they step into the spotlight. An inviting lead is just the beginning to this novel. 8 mornings before running away, I found myself at McDonald's wondering about the direction of my life. It was one of those moments that should have felt important. I should have said to myself, "Hey self, you're having a pivotal moment in a sentimental place. On a scale of 1 to serious, I should have rated this occasion at least a 9, but I didn't." Arvind Ahmadi's debut novel, Down and Across, will capture you from start to finish. It's funny and honest, and after all, who hasn't wondered about his or her future? Scott is an Iranian American whose well-meaning parents are pressuring him to find direction, to stick to something. This pressure sends him from his small town in Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C., where he seeks out a Georgetown professor, a well-known expert on true grit. He's hoping that she can help him to discover the secret to uncovering the will and passion he lacks. This quest will also lead him to new friends. Fiora is an avid cruciverbalist. That's a crossword puzzle lover. And Trent is a college student trying to get his start in politics. Scott's search to find commitment changes his lives in ways he never imagined. Adventure and laughter will keep you alongside Scott throughout Down and Across. Oh, we're not actually friends. I have to give Miles credit. It takes real skill to be that insensitive. I mean, he's not wrong. When we hang out, people see a group of 4, but really, we're 3 guys with the same best friend. The only thing Miles, Harley, and I have ever had in common is Isaac. But when we're in the deputy's office and she's saying that something's happened to Isaac, that we should rely on each other for support, he could stand to be a little less right. Isaac, the main magnet that has pulled these 3 characters, Miles, Harley, and Ryan, to a strong center, is dead. The Sidekicks by Will Kostakis uncovers each boy's connection to Isaac and unveils Isaac's character along the way. Ross is the swimmer, Miles the brainiac, and Scott Harley the wasted loser. In the wake of this tragedy, what will see these 3 through their common loss when their connection is no longer alive? Mystery, all that we might never know about those we appear closest to, drives this powerful story forward. No spoilers here, but this ending is absolutely one of my favorites, matching its lead in every possible way. I try not to think of her, but when I do, I think of Rice. I think about the way her dark skin glowed like the summer sun, the way her smile made Baba come alive. I hear the myths she would tell me at night. Baba's cries as the soldiers wrapped a chain around her neck, her screams as they dragged her into the dark. The incantations that spewed from her mouth like lava, the magic of death that led her astray. I think about the way her corpse hung from that tree. I think about the king who took her away. Zéli's voice compels us to enter Tomi Adeyemi's fantasy, Children of Blood and Bone, a world rich in myth and magic and conflict. Set in Orisha, an imagined kingdom in Nigeria, Zéli embarks on a mission to return magic to the people and restore the violently severed connection between gods and men. This will demand defeat of the barbaric King Saran, who, fearing the magic that her mother once wielded, killed Zéli's mother. Can Saran and his forces be defeated? The answer means the survival of Zéli's people. And will the end of this mortal struggle bring a new beginning? Read Children of Blood and Bone to find out. Thank you for listening. I'm hoping that you'll be hooked by one of these titles and get caught up in their stories soon. See you again. Featured in this edition of Shelf Life are Vincent and Theo, the Van Gogh Brothers by Deborah Hillickman, Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith, Between the Lines by Nikki Grimes, Arvin Ahmadi's Down and Across, The Sidekicks by Will Kostakis, and Tomi Adeyemi's Children of Blood and Bone.